Hello, Richard Beach here with SonicState.com, outside of the usual confines of the Sonic State studio. I'm actually at the Frankfurt Music Messe right now in our editing suite. I've been given a chance to look at the Roland Bluescube. This is an updated version. We have actually reviewed this already. One of the problems we pointed out with the amplifier was that it had a sort of swampy, overbearing low end that you didn't really want, and that was an issue. We want to look at it again and see if it's still there. And that's what we're going to do right now. So I will give an overview of the amplifier after I give a few more playing examples. As you can hopefully hear, fairly high gain setting there for the Bluescube, and the low end wasn't kind of warbling and doing weird things. So that's a promising start. I think probably be helpful to first of all have a look at the top panel. So here we go. As you can see, we've got channel select and dual tone. The dual tone function basically allows you to use the clean and the crunch channels at the same time. Your clean channel with just a volume and a boost and a tone button, and crunch channel, same thing but with gain as well as volume. And then we've got a 3-band EQ which works across both channels, and then right at the end reverb and master. And then the power control, just quite a handy feature, allows you to switch from 0.5 watts to 15 watts to 45 watts to max, which from memory is 70 watts. So yeah, that's about it. In terms of outputs, we've got headphones, which is handy, and we've got line out, and we've also got foot switch control, which allows you to change channels and turn the boost on and off and things like that. So quite a lot of functionality in a relatively small amplifier. So the first thing we should do then is to crank it and see what that bottom end sounds like. So here we go. So a bit of cheesy blues playing for you there. Apologies for that, but it sounds to me like the bottom end has been sorted out. It sounds really good, and I think when I actually reviewed this the first time around, and it was a prototype model, I actually said that I really love the clean sound of it, and I think that if you're a rhythm player, it's probably if you're a lead player, then it's good for you. Maybe if you're a rhythm player, it's not so good. But doing sort of choppy blues rhythms actually works on it now, and the lead stuff still gives you that, like I was saying last time, gives you a dynamic response that you need as a blues player. It's a Bluescube, it's for blues musicians, blues music. You're playing around with pentatonic scales, which is only 5 notes. It's all about the feeling, it's all about the amp giving something back to you, and I think it actually nails that. So I will go back to the clean channel, do a few more rhythm examples of that. Okay, so that was on the lowest power setting, and what I'm going to do now is move it up to 15 watts so you can hear what the clean and distortion channels sound like on that. My EQ, I will bring my cameraman into shot now. So EQ, as you can see, is just kind of bass at 3 o'clock, mid just over noon, and treble at 3 o'clock. That's a personal preference. I think if you get rid of the treble too much, it can sound a little bit muddy, so I keep that around there. And the reason I've got the bass cranked a little bit more than I usually would is just to test if that low end is tight, which it does seem to be. And then just a splash of reverb on there as well, or a little bit more than a splash, to be honest. And the reason I'm holding a microphone rather than having a wireless system is just because these are the mics we've been using at the show, and they work fine. It just makes me look like I'm a pop singer. So I'm going to put it down anyway and move up to 15 watts of power. So here we go. Okay, now I'm going to go into dual tone. So here we go. This is going to be both channels. This is a lot of fun. So now I've gone to the crunch channel. I've got the boost on as well. What I'm going to do is do the tone boost, which is sort of like a mid-range boost. Crank the gain a little bit on 15 watts. Okay, cool. So that's mid-range boost and the general sort of gain boost that's on there, and that's pretty heavily cranked. Let's put it up to 45 watts. See what it sounds like. Obviously, it's going to give it a volume boost, and we're going to have to make up for that. And now up to 70 watts, which is max. Here we go. So you get a lot more bite, a lot more growl and attack on that. Really good for rock and roll. So here's a little example of that. So there you go. I think while we're at Music Messe and we've got sort of limited time with the amplifier, that's enough for me to say that the updated version of the amplifier has got rid of the few sort of spanners that were in the works and sounds like an authentic blues amplifier. Obviously, it's trying to go for that 60s blues sound. To me, it does a pretty good job of that. You can watch the previous review of the prototype model if you want more of a sort of general overview about the amp and what it's trying to do. But hopefully there's a few decent sound examples and there's something to take away from that. So thanks to the guys at Roland and Boss for actually lending us the amp for a couple of hours at Messe. Thanks for watching. I understand this isn't our usual sort of review setup, and holding a handheld mic feels a little bit weird. One last thing to mention is we're using Maybach guitars, which is a German guitar company. This is their T-type model. And I think this is probably about 1,500 euros worth of guitar. And I sort of fell in love with it a little bit when I saw it. And then I started playing it and fell in love a little bit more. So, guys at Maybach Guitars, if you're watching, you are never, ever getting this guitar back now that I've got it. See you later.